Winona's Levee Park Redesign Committee has been working on a timetable for changes in Levee Park. I recently spoke with Committee Chairman Frank Pomeroy about where plans are heading. Things are starting to move along a little bit now. You've been before the council a couple of times. Can you kind of give us an idea of exactly where things are at?
I can. We've been in the process for almost a year and a half, and it's been quite a process. We started out with a proposal from the University of Minnesota. Turned out that proposal was not something that City Council was in favor of, and most of the community, I think, also talked about a hole in the wall, so to speak, and moving the wall, things that the community was really opposed to. That took us back to the drawing board, really, because a lot of that park plan from Matt Tucker and the University of Minnesota was dependent on opening that wall and really opening up the view of the river from the park. So we had to go back to the drawing boards, and what we've done now is, and I think it is really in line with what the mayor and what the city want, and that is we're looking at a performance area where the Wilkie Plaza used to be. Reason for that, one of the first things that we did when we started this process is sat down with some of the stakeholders. That included Great River Shakespeare Festival, Midwest Music Festival, Live at the Levee, Great River, Frozen River Festival. All of the different entities that really wanted to expand their venues, and we're looking for a place to do that. A lot of people build a park and have nothing to put in it. We have a lot of things to put in it, and all we have to do is build it. So what we've done is we've established a subcommittee headed by Will Kitchen, and he's brought together a lot of those stakeholders, and they are taking a look at what type of a design of a facility, and it's probably going to be a 3-season type facility that's going to have some shade cover, that's going to have a stage, and that is going to be there for the use of all of those entities, plus possibly Winona High, Cotter, if they want to come down there and have some performances with their students or with their bands, Winona State University, hopefully. And we still have to bring all of them into the mix. But we want it to be a place where anybody in the community who wants to come down there and use that facility for a specific purpose has the opportunity to do that. We're also looking at, and they bought some rough drafts in at the last meeting, a playground area for kids, which we think is important for that end of the town. We're looking at some ways to make Cal-Friendly Drive aesthetically a more beautiful area than it is right now. Awful lot of concrete down there. We'd like to try to find some ways to maybe improve the concrete so it has some color to it, or put in some materials that are usable down there when you've got water coming in and out, and can sustain the beauty even though you've got that water coming in and out. The mayor has been very candid. He wants a place where we have kind of an iconic entertainment area, and he also wants a park where people can come, they can eat their lunch, they can enjoy company, they can sit and talk, they can go into an aesthetically beautiful area and regain a connection to the river. And that's really what this is all about.
Yeah, and there's also a big part of it you talked about is being able to get that river view, opening that park to the river.
Yes.
And there's a lot of work that involves raising the elevation.
Yes.
How will that happen?
The way that we are looking at it right now is we know that in the first 3 to 5 years we need to have the entertainment performance area complete. Reason for that: the new bridge will be in place, and it connects to a 12-foot wide pedestrian bike trail that'll bring in people from all over Wisconsin through the Wisconsin trails. It is going to be important to have an area established in the park up and running when that happens, so that we can do 2 things: bring people into the actual park area and also bring them into the downtown area. It's tourism at its best. If they come here and there's nothing for them, they're going to go elsewhere. I think we know that. So we want to have that in place. So as we look at the development of the park, it'll be done in phases. And we still have to go to City Council, what we will give them as our recommendation. But I believe our recommendation will be that we first do fundraisers to try to support the performance area, and then over the next 5 to 10 years, we phase in the other parts and elements of that park that fit in and tie in with the performance area.
Right. We're out of time already. There's so much to talk about with this park because it's a big project, and lots of other things. I know there's some railroad things we can talk about, some access issues of the park, but we'll have to have you come back and we'll have to talk again.
That would be fine.
All right, Frank, thank you so much. Good to see you.
Yep.